welcome back to Purple Daffodils. Today we are going to see a poem Where the Mind is Without Fear, written by Rabindranath Tagore. Rabindranath Tagore is an Indian poet and he is the one who wrote National Anthem for India, and he lived from 1861 to 1941, and he was considered as the greatest writer in modern Indian literature. He is a Bengali poet, novelist and educator, and he is a Nobel Prize laureate for literature in 1913. He was awarded Nobel Prize for his work Gitanjali. Gitanjali was originally written in Bengali in 1912 and later translated to English in 1913 by Rabindranath Tagore himself. Where the Mind is Without Fear is the 35th song in Gitanjali, and Tagore was awarded knighthood in 1915, but he surrendered it in 1990 in the protest against the massacre at Amritsar, where British troops killed around 400 Indian demonstrators. Tagore gained a reputation in the West as a mystic poet, and that has perhaps misled many Western readers to ignore his role as a reformer and a critic of colonialism. And we are getting into the poem lines. Where the mind is without fear and head is held high, where the knowledge is free. So Tagore envisions a nation, a society where people walk without fear and their head held high without worrying about or fearing about others or fearing for anything or anyone. And where knowledge is free, education is free to all, irrespective of where they come from, and where the world has not been broken up into fragments by narrow domestic wall. And he envisions a society that should not be broken by narrow domestic walls like class, creed, caste, religion, tradition, customs, and all these things, where words come out from the depth of truth, where tireless striving stretches its arms towards perfection, where his people, he envisions a nation where his people must always speak truth from the depth of their heart, and they should always strive to live a life of perfection, where the clear streams of reason has lost its way into the dairy desert of dead habits. He wants his people to live a life like a clear stream without being disturbed by any other dirty things or old customs, which he refers to dairy desert sand of dead habits like caste, religion, and customs, and those things that divide people, and where the mind is led forward by thee, and he want his the minds of people of his nation to be led by the god into ever widening thought and action. So if he want his nation to have all these things, he want the people to have these ideas in their mind first. So for that he prays towards God to implement such idea in their thought and make them work towards it. On into that heaven of freedom, my father, let my country awake. He wants God to implement all these ideas in their mind and get them ready to work for it and strive for it and to achieve freedom of heaven for his own people. And thus he prayed the God to do all these things. That is how he ends the poem. To the summary section of the poem. The poet begins by presenting his ideal vision of India. He dreams of a nation where no one lives in fear. Instead, every citizen should be courageous, confident, and self respecting. He believes that knowledge and education should be accessible to everyone, regardless of caste, class, religion, or social status. He also hopes that people of India will remain united, setting aside difference of region, race, and community, and work together for the progress of the nation. The poet further emphasized the importance of truthfulness and sincerity. He encouraged people to speak truth in every situation and to strive tirelessly for excellence and self improvement. According to him, individuals should work honestly and continuously until they achieve perfection. Next, the poet uses the image of clear stream of reason to symbolize logical thinking. A clear stream flows freely without obstacle, just as rational thought led people towards progress. However, he contrasts this with the dairy desert sand of dead habits, which represent blind customs, outdated traditions, and superstitions. He believed that reason is often lost in these meaningless practices and urges people to question such beliefs through logic and wisdom. In the concluding lines, the poet directly addresses God, praying for his guidance. He asks God to lead the people of India towards the broader thought, noble actions, and continuous progress. He hoped that God's guidance, India will be awakened into a heaven of freedom where every citizen enjoy liberty, dignity, unity, and enlightenment. I hope you people. Thank you for patiently listening. Kindly do like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you.